Oh, welcome everybody to the new and improved Bolin Alley on a very tremendous March 16, 2017. This is all kinds of records are going to be broken today. And the happy birthday to himself, Kenny Bolin. This is Kenny Bolin's birthday. Kenny, how do you feel on your birthday?
I tell you what, I'm pretty damn sure it's a national holiday. My birthday, March the 16th. A lot of people didn't think I was going to see my birthday this year, including our special guest that we have tonight. Is our special guest there yet, Joe? Do we have him yet?
Let's see.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Not over this terrible music.
Yeah, well, for one thing, I'm repulsed by this whole fucking procedure we've gone through here. We've already done probably the 5 best minutes we're going to do on the show before we went on the show. But first of all, I can see you on video, Star Maker.
Looking good. What do you think of that? How you like that shirt?
Happy birthday. This is one of your birthdays under one of your identities on one of your birth certificates.
Well, this particular license says today's my birthday, the Kenny Bolin.
Well, I'm not going to talk about the driver's licenses. And now you've hornswoggled another poor sap.
Buffaloed. I buffaloed him. I didn't hornswoggle him.
You have carpet-bagged yourself into another host to do your dirty work for you.
I'm glad.
Fan of Bolin land.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I was sitting here going through the numbers, going back to the days when I basically lured you into the podcast world back in 2008.
Oh, crap.
And that was when we did a show called Who's Slamming Who? And I've added up in the 11 years. This is, by the way, season 11, episode 1. And, there's some big news coming up here in just a minute, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah. Sure, yeah.
I have added up. Joe Cronin is now the 5th host of the Bolin Alley in our 11-year history.
Okay. Wait, what happened to the other guys then?
This is not a long-term position, pal. Just so you know. You don't start reading continued stories.
They were let go due to incompetence. So you could have this show forever. You might have it a week. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
They were let go when they smartened up and realized that they were being hoosmazed and hornswoggled.
Buffalo. You seem to like to use the word buffalo when it comes to me. I don't know
when they
why.
were Kansas City'd. Yeah, there you go.
Well, you hate the Kansas City.
Happy birthday.
57 of them, Jimmy. I remember back when I was at OVW when you first showed up and fired me from the television show, fired me from the broadcast booth, which you kindly took over. Boy, that sounds familiar.
Well, we were running out of room.
We were running out of room. Wasn't room for a 3-man booth back in those days. And you fired me back then, and I done forgot totally what point I was going to make. But...
You're going to go into some story that you've told 50 times.
A story about how you've lived to be 57.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for reminding me how to do my show.
And still kept your faculties.
And you said back then I'd never see the age of 39 because I think my birthday was sneaking up by the time you come in there and fired me.
I never.
And you said I'd never see. I think Danny Davis said it too.
Hey, he said it, but I didn't.
He said it a lot, and he hoped it a lot too. But 39, so 57. So I've done logged about 18 or 19 of them since that prediction was made.
What have you got? What can just normal people? I'm sure there's not actually people listening to this program, but
I think there's 8 or 10 logged in from what. If
they tried, would they be able to see this video of you also?
Yes, Joe. Why do you not have your video activated?
Yeah, Joe. It looks like you're looking up in Godzilla's mouth.
Wait a second. There you go.
Right,
now you can see. Now you can see the actual broadcast.
Oh, look at that! Ah, look at that! Now you can see you, Jimmy.
Now you can see me. You can see him.
There's Joe.
Now wait, that makes me look fat. It's expanded.
Yeah, I've expanded. Hold on, let me fix this. Whoa, wait a minute. Now you're anorexic.
That looks pretty much like you. There's your hand.
Just leave that. There you go. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way I look. I'm jacked up.
You just lost about 75 pounds there. Well, now you just
now I'm getting bigger. Now I don't
there you
know
go.
Yeah, leave him there. He's real conscious about his weight.
So anyway,
I don't care.
Even though there's nobody listening to this, if they tried, they could see you now, and you've gone to absolutely no effort whatsoever to have a pleasing background. Look, at least Joe, poor Joe there, who's been suckered into this whole goddamn fiasco.
Look at that BS.
He's got a nice, no, shut up. He's got a microphone and a background, and he looks somewhat professional there, except for the way he looks.
Yeah, well, other than that.
But you have got a goddamn pillow and a fucking couple of baseball caps and a fucking fan. That's the only fan you've got.
I think I see a birdhouse.
Big fan.
You sit
that's a humidifier.
you set your crown there with your book on a fucking pillow and thought that was set dressing. Look at that old clock radio you got back and a milk crate.
Clock
A
radio?
milk crate.
Where did you see a clock radio? That's my CPAP machine, you fool.
Oh, is that all right? Well,
that keeps me alive. That's the reason I've been able to log 57 of them.
That's how you set
Clock
your
radio. It does give the time, though.
Yeah, well, there you see. That's exactly what it is. You've gone to no effort.
Hey, there's
and here I'm on, and my agent Swifty Flanagan sent you a telegram saying that I refused to do this show, but you didn't accept receipt of it. He can't use the internet. He has to go to the library to use the internet. It's a lot of trouble for him, so he sends telegrams.
Sounds complicated.
And when he has to make long distance calls from that phone booth, they got a foot of snow in New York. He couldn't be out there for too long. He was going to get frostbite.
Well, he could have got locked in and frozen in that thing. Had to been chiseled out.
Well, the only reason I'm doing this show is just because he couldn't get through to you to cancel, and Joe's not even paying attention anymore. I can see him now on video.
Well, Joe has severe ADD. We got to keep this thing
crazy
going or
ADD.
we'll lose him.
I'm looking at a chat. I'm looking at the other computer. This computer. There's like a heart monitor on me in case I pass out.
What are you, a fucking pervert? You're looking at.
But no, the people that want to ask us questions.
Yeah, they might want to ask. By the way,
the 8 listeners we got.
Well, we got to do that too.
We got 300 listeners. We got 300 right now, and they're going up.
300?
They're 200 up to 300 now.
Already?
Wait a minute. You said the pre-downloads when you appeared on my a real professional program, the Jim Cornette Experience.
Yeah.
On MLWRadio.com, a wonderful network platform.
Yeah.
You said the pre-downloads were up over 1,400,000. For this.
Those are the downloads.
This is just YouTube.
In the chat room on YouTube.
Oh, well, see, you're giving
it's
alternative numbers.
You're trying to give alternative numbers. But let's go ahead and get this thing started off right. I had you on for a special reason tonight. Well, I've done, I guess, 150 of your shows over the last 8 years, I guess. And there was one time you and I were going to do our own show. Remember, it was going to be the Noon Report with
Noon Report.
Jimmy Cornette, Kenny Bolin, and then you figured out.
Then I had to actually. No, I had to actually support myself and get real paying jobs. So
well, I recall that. So, but you're on here for a very special night, and Joe don't even know this yet. He's been hearing some rumors about it, but the crown is here for a reason tonight. Yeah. You know, a very famous man in Memphis sent me that crown.
For God's sake.
I've heard about this.
I don't believe for a second.
I have seen this on Twitter trending, actually, some of this information.
What's happened? He's fallen over. My God. Okay.
Well, I didn't fall over. I leaned over here to get the crown that the man from Memphis... Look at that here.
You keep insinuating that crown was given to you by a famous personality from Memphis, Tennessee. And all I've heard is from you about that.
That was the address on the box. So what I'm going to do is right now I'm going to kindly place this crown.
Oh, crap.
Hey, I may have to adjust the camera a little bit here. There we go. I'm going to place the crown on my head because Calm down over there.
I feel like
master.
There should be some kind of godly music when you put that on your head.
I've never wore it with headphones. So I'm placing the crown on my head because this is a very special night tonight. 300 people in the chat room. You're in for a very special evening because
you don't set yourself on fire with all the birthday candles on your birthday.
We didn't put all 57 on there. We just went with a 5 and a 7. But this is a very special night tonight because what we've done. We've accomplished something that has never been done in podcast history before. This is season 11, episode 1. The honky tonk man himself said Kenny Bolin may not have invented podcast, but he certainly perfected it. And I've quoting the honky tonk man on that. And who's going to argue with the honky tonk man? Nobody that I know of. And we got the people at Price Waterhouse, and those are good people over there. They don't botch any work. And the people at
It's amazing.
What? Why are you laughing at Price Waterhouse?
It's been in a mayonnaise jar on Funkin' Wagnall's porch today.
And what has happened is that sometime during the course of this show, the 1 billionth download of the Bolin Alley will happen right here tonight. 1 billion downloads calculated over 11 years. Thank you, Joe. Jimmy, are you clapping over there?
No, that's not even remotely possible.
1 billion.
It's not
that's about 100 million a year, and that's about what we get on average.
That's
a little under 100 million. What?
Oh, you can't.
You're not going to argue with Price Waterhouse.
Let me stop you guys for 1 second. Does John Cena have 1 billion downloads, Kenny?
I don't think
on
so.
a podcast? No. So
No,
you have
hell,
1 billion, but John
1
Cena
billion.
doesn't
No.
have
Well,
1 billion.
No,
Not
and
John Cena, not Stone Cold Steve Austin, not certainly not who's that guy that butt you kiss all the time? Jim Ross, that's his name. Not Jim Ross, not Chris Jericho.
no,
Because I've
not
been around
nobody.
the longest. I've got
Not-
the most established show. I'm a free independent improviser. I'm an entrepreneur. And I've accomplished something that no man in the history of podcasts has done before: longevity and consistently entertaining shows, which is now we're going over one, and that's just in the bowling alley. 1 billion downloads that happened tonight.
Oh,
That's out of the good
would
people
you-
at Price Waterhouse, and who knows how many billions on all the other podcasts I do, like yours.
Hey.
You used me to boost your ratings, and then
Hey.
Joe Cronin's done it. Others
Oh.
have done it. Chris
Take a-
Jericho, what?
Take a breath. Just
What do you
please,
want?
please.
You're a-
I'm
you're
afraid you're going to hurt yourself.
You're a guest here. Let me
Look
talk.
here. You take a hit off that CPAP machine. I think there's nitrous in it. For
There's
you to
something
think
in it.
you've
It
got-
helps. I know that.
If you had 1 billion downloads, if we had cows flying out of our ass, we'd never want a cheeseburger again. But if ain't gonna happen, and you haven't had 1 billion, nobody's had 1 billion downloads.
How could you possibly say that? I'm the longest running podcast
You have-
in the history of podcasts.
You have no-
11 consecutive years, Jimmy. You've only been doing it, and you'll catch me. Well, you won't catch me. But you'll hit
37
1 billion. You'll hit 1 billion one day.
No, if you haven't had 1 billion, nobody's had 1 billion. You have no documentation whatsoever to back this up. You're pulling facts completely out of your ass, and there's plenty of room there.
Price, what? Hey, Price. I've lost
You've
100.
never unless
132
Price Waterhouse is a collection agency. You've never had any contact with.
They
Price
collected all our downloads for us. I know what they are. You
Completely
don't gotta-
making all this up.
No, nothing's fabricated here. We don't go with alternative
It's
facts.
out of whole cloth.
Jim,
It is-
why would he? But why
which
would he
is
have
the
this?
root meaning of the word fabricated?
Joe, thank you
Make
for
something
coming
from
aboard.
fabric.
Why would you have the crown with if you didn't have 1 billion downloads? That's what
why,
I wonder.
Why would the king of Memphis have sent me the crown? The evil king of Memphis. Why would he have sent me that crown?
He sent you that crown. That
Well,
didn't
I'm
happen.
going to tell you. I'm going to tell you exactly why he sent me that crown. I know the real reason, and I've told you the story before, Jimmy. Jerry Lawler was not the original king. It was me, yours truly, sitting right
no,
here.
that's not true.
I've
either.
told you this story, Jimmy, when I was
I know
14
you
years
have.
old. When I was 14 years old and used to hang out in the back of the Louisville Gardens and wait for my idol, Jerry Lawler, because he wasn't known as the king then. When he would come, he would hear all my little friends with me. They would say, "Hey, King, here comes Jerry Lawler. Hey, King, do you think we can get an autograph?" And he was, "Why do they call you King?" I said, "Well, Jerry, I'm a pretty athletic guy back at LaGrange Middle School.
Yeah.
And I'm the king of kickball. I own kickball in LaGrange, and they call me the king of kickball. And I want you to know he went away for a little while, and I thought he either quit or got fired. I didn't know what happened. And when he showed back up, he had a beautiful crown, somewhat very similar to the one I have here, only red. And he was wearing all this garb and everything, and he was calling himself Jerry the King Lawler. Well, you know what? I was too young and too stupid back then to realize I'd been ripped off, to realize that I'd been hooshgouged, that I'd been buffaloed for a change. And he stole my name. But
You've been railroaded, ramrod,
railroaded, hoosh-gouged, shim-shammed,
fucked up the
flim-flammed,
ass.
Bamboozled.
bamboozled.
actually,
Thank you.
Everything you've just said is completely fictitious. There was
How
no
could you say that? You think I could make something like that up, that I was
It
the
was
king
so
of
far-
kickball?
It's so far away from the truth, it can't see the truth with binoculars.
So Jerry down in Memphis, when he realized that I had to sell my crown, and he destroyed 2 or 3 of mine in our feuds over the years.
Yeah, I remember
he-
he did that.
And then he realized that Ape Wilson, a very, very dear friend of mine, had
Who's
bought.
apparently going away. You've driven him underground somewhere. He's disappeared. We can't find.
Can't find him. And it's very sad on my birthday. We can't find Abe Wilson. But Abe bought my crown and he bought my briefcase for a sum total of $999. I think that was for tax purposes.
Yeah, and then I took possession of those things.
You sent a sheriff over here, which told me that he was going to put my
God.
crown and briefcase in safe haven and in a safe place in a lockbox. And it turned out you had sent him over to come over and pick it up because you knew you couldn't whip me. You knew you couldn't come in and physically take it from me. So
No,
you
I'm-
had 2 sheriffs from Middletown drive over here, pick up my crown and briefcase, and apparently you possess them now. Is that the case?
I'm allergic to 2-cal and moo cow, and I didn't want to upset my sinuses.
Well,
so I sent the police over.
Crocodile's hyperallergenic. You can pet her anytime you want. But
Well, that's all right.
2 and Moo, you should probably leave alone.
Well-
They're laying over in the closet right now. If I can angle my
Yeah,
camera.
they've got that. He's got dogs in his closet.
Moo's in the closet.
You locked the dog in the closet for the show?
No,
Jeez.
they have a curtain.
Oh, he has no
They go
door
back
on
in
his
the closet.
There's no door on the closet.
Yeah, there's a curtain. Well, you see that black thing? That's a curtain.
Pay no attention to the dog behind the curtain.
Well, there's actually two in there. Moo Cow and Two Cow are both laying in there being good
What
dogs.
are we supposed to be? Are you just going to rant and rave at me on this program and make up fictitious announcements, or are we actually going to give?
I thought being my birthday
and cutting me off again. Are we going to give the people any entertaining banter on this program before I get to leave and go have my dinner? I'm waiting on my dinner. You always do this at dinner time.
I entertain on your show. I'm going to Kingfish when we're done here tonight. My son, my lovely son, and
God,
my Ira are coming by here. They might even drop by for the show for a couple.
I hope he gets mercury poisoning.
Mercury poisoning. Well, you'd have to eat a lot of fish to be able to do that. Now, I might get mercury poisoning because I'm going to eat a lot of fish. But the prince don't like fish, but they know I do. And because they love me and care about me, they're coming here on my birthday to take me out to dinner, which you haven't done yet. I hadn't even heard from you today. Where's you realize there's been over 3,000 congratulatory emails sent to me via Twitter and Facebook, and not one of them were from you? I know you got a Twitter account. Where was your birthday wish?
Well, I knew I was going to see you tomorrow, so I just thought I'd tell you then.
Oh, yeah, and there's another one, folks. He's taking me out to dinner tomorrow.
We're going to not only now. Just hold on. Just hold your horses there, Mister. Just whoa, cowboy. I'm taking you to Carrabba's Italian Grill, our place.
It's
our place. Not only am I taking you, but I'm taking your no-account, half-wit son.
Hal at the Moon, you call him.
Hal at the Moon, Catbox, because it's his birthday. And I'm taking Myra, because I don't want to take two of you and not take her. That would be ill form. So I'm taking Myra.
Sorry for the shock look, but for those watching the NCAA tournament, Northwestern is down to a 2-point lead with Vanderbilt.
Well, that doesn't have anything to do with what I'm talking about right now. I'm taking all of you freeloaders.
I don't know what the hell you just said because I live in Boston and I have no idea about the NCAA stuff there.
Well, tomorrow it'll be Louisville and I'll care. But anyway, I'm taking y'all to Carrabba's to feed your fucking faces, and then I'm hosting you in my home, in my TV room, to watch the self-same said Louisville game that I just self-same said.
Wow.
Now, what more do you expect from one friend to another to bury the hatchet finally in your declining years, your ill health, your near hospitalization or possibly institutionalization?
Well, I do notice that every time I'm near death, you're right there by me, normally looking for the money bag. I'm looking for the money bag.
I'm going to find that key to the box.
But here's the thing. No, you won't either. It's well hid. But here's the thing. Yeah, you're taking me to dinner. You're taking me to Carrabba's, one of my favorite places. And you even, which shocked the shit out of me, invited Mayara and Chris, who I know deep down inside you hate because you know that if you don't get the money, they will. And I know that eats you alive.
Yeah.
But what you've done says I was all happy about that because that's goddamn Jimmy's going to.
Because that's somebody else you didn't have to pay for.
Yeah, Jimmy's going to reach in his pocket. I don't have to pay for anything, and Jimmy's going to reach in his pocket, and he's probably going to pay about $200 for dinner tomorrow. Man, that's great.
Jeez.
Nope, Mr. Cronin, that ain't the case.
Okay.
My good friend Ape Wilson, who sent me $999 for my crown and briefcase, and then Jimmy took it because Ape said that you can put it in the Cornette, what do you call it?
The vault.
Cornette Castle, the
vault.
Oh, he's got one of those. Okay.
So he thought he was doing me a favor by having Cornette take possession of my crown and my briefcase. I would never see the damn thing again until
I
the
don't think we'll see the end of this fucking story, to be honest with you.
Oh, you're going to see the end of it. But Ape Wilson, also on top of the $999 he sent me, and then he bought it about another $500 worth of additional merchandise, he sent Jimmy $300 out of the blue. And you know what he bought for that $300?
What was that?
I think it was two DVDs, and he said you take the rest of that money, which a lot of people don't realize. I mass-produce Jimmy DVDs. I know what they cost.
Really?
Oh, would you quit?
You know, I bought one of those. So
he's going to take the rest
one.
of that money, which Jimmy calculated to be about $250, and take the king out for a lovely birthday dinner. Give him a bash. Take him to Jeff Ruby's. Take him to Ruth's Chris.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
You claim that, but Ape Wilson would not lie to me. He's like me. He's not capable of a lie.
Oh,
and he told me that he sent you $300 to buy two DVDs and take the rest of that money and take the king out for a wonderful
you're the one who told me. I haven't heard from
and then all of a sudden you decide you're taking me to dinner out of the blue. And it correlated with his story because you never offered to take me to dinner till you possessed Ape Wilson's $300.
Oh,
that's when you offered to take me to dinner. So it's Ape Wilson taking me to dinner tomorrow, not you. You're just showing up and getting a free meal for you and that blue-haired Sin.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Hey, now just hold your horse. Good God, you're going to roll over and suffocate if you don't take a breath. For heaven's sake.
Can't you congratulate me for the 130 pounds I've lost over 11 months instead of...
Put the crown over your face and breathe into it like a paper sack before you hyperventilate.
Kenny, the people...
Let me explain what actually happened.
That smells lovely. Do you have smell-o-vision over there?
I have not heard from Ape Wilson since I emailed him a few weeks ago. The only thing that I've heard about Ape Wilson is from you, where you said that he emailed you and said he had to go away for a little while and did not elaborate or elucidate. And I don't have Ape Wilson's current mailing address. And I have money. And I have no way to contact him until he contacts me, until he returns my emails. So I'm just telling you that I, out of the goodness of my heart, am taking you to Carrabba's. Mm-hmm. And you are trying to somehow make me feel guilty for that by saying that I am utilizing someone else's funds.
As bad as I know that deep down inside that you hate the prince, and I don't even think you like sweet little Mayara because she's a foreigner, because you call her his mail order bride, and that offends him. She's from Germany. He
doesn't listen to this program.
You say my girlfriend has a penis. You are a very jealous, hateful man.
Oh my God!
You don't know for a fact
is that what that bulges
or not. It's all guesswork. You talk about alternative facts.
Wait a minute. When you put it like that, I guess it's kind of harsh. When I say your girlfriend has a penis.
Yeah, it sounds pretty goddamn harsh. And you're sitting there laughing about it. So apparently you don't think it's all that harsh. Well, I can assure you that over 4 years, if she's got a penis, her surgeons did yeoman's work. That's all I can tell you.
Well, they are on the cutting edge of things over there. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pun.
My son has told me that I should just do my weight loss surgery over there and not here. That they're very good over there. So
they're good at cutting large slabs of meat off of guys. Is all I can tell you. But you can bear at your own risk.
Well, you would know something about a large slab of meat off a guy, wouldn't you, Jimmy? Care to talk about that?
I have to carry mine around. Sometimes I need a wheelbarrow.
There's people goddamn having a heart attack in the chat right now, Kenny, to ask Jim Cornette a question. What do you think about that?
Well, what about me? It's my fucking birthday. Want to ask me a question?
Yeah, someone said.
What are all these people chatting about?
Ask Jimmy a question for crying out fucking loud.
Give anybody else a chance to talk.
Jimmy, what do you blowhard? This question.
If you can talk about something other than my girlfriend's penis, I'll let you talk. I mean, accusations of a penis.
I will say there is a question about you, Kenny. This guy said, how many cakes are you going to eat today?
2.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go. There's 2 cakes. The most obvious question to Jim Cornette.
By the river, not by the ocean. I'm going to be eating them by the Ohio River at Kingfish.
Oh, Christ.
Jim, what do you think the question is? I know this question was going to be asked, but someone wants to know if Jim is going to induct the Rock and Roll Express in the Hall of Fame.
I'll be there along with Iggy Pop.
Yeah, you're going to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
An honor. I hope you get that gig.
I've seen you play that tennis racket.
I'll be inducting Gary Newman into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame alongside Iggy Pop.
Didn't he do Cars?
No one has ever seen you play the racket.
Cars, Here in my car, I feel safest of all.
That's a great song. Somebody should have done it.
That's the only way to live in cars.
Listen, Jimmy plays the air racket like nobody else. I've seen you play the air racket, and it's
Jimmy
unbelievable.
Plays the air racket?
That's what the tie-in is. Yeah, that's why it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay.
Get it? Air guitar. He's going in for
Jimmy,
best air guitar.
Congratulations with your Rock and Roll Hall of Fame gimmick. That's cool, man.
No, come on.
It's been a long time coming. I had to talk to Jan Winter of the Rolling Stone about the situation. And
I'd rather see you induct maybe Donna Summer. Is she in? Is Donna in? Maybe Pat Benatar?
She's in, right? Pat Benatar's got to be in. Is Pat Benatar not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
She's got to be. I don't know,
but fucking hope so.
Can you, Cronin? Do you do anything around here? Can you fucking look that up?
We'll find out.
Jimmy's guy is a fountain of information. What do you got for us over there?
While you're sitting there basking in our greatness, I got a co-host that answers questions.
Not in the Hall of Fame. Not in the Hall of Fame. Pat Benatar.
I didn't
Fuck
think so.
those guys.
Holy
fuck 'em. What
shit.
they know? You shouldn't show up and induct Gary Newman into the Hall of Fame if they're not going to put Pat Benatar in. I wouldn't go.
Holy
I'm
shit.
the whole thing off.
Well, no, Jim. Of course, we're talking about the Rock and Roll Express. Come on.
One Christmas miracle at a time, folks. One Christmas miracle at a time.
Hey,
You're lucky that they've even decided that they know who the Rock and Roll Express are.
well, when you think Rock and Roll Express, I think Jim Cornette, and that So that
well, why in the fuck would you think of them? Jimmy
Well,
managed the Midnight Express. He didn't have anything to do with the Rock and Roll.
you dumb shit. Of course,
What?
it's when you think of Batman,
Yeah.
you think of the Joker. When you think of Superman, you think
No,
of Lex Luthor.
no, you don't. When you, think of
of the
Batman,
great rivalries. When you think of Ali, you think of Frazier.
when you think of Batman, you think of fucking Robin.
When you think of Cornette, unfortunately, you think of Bolin because you're always leeching off of me and hanging around.
That's how you see it, huh? You
Yeah.
can't admit that I pulled you out of that attic where you couldn't even eat spaghetti on your bed without guidance.
Well, don't even
pulled
be
you-
telling that story.
I
because-
pulled you out into the public. You were a shut-in. You were a mama's
Oh, for
boy.
heaven. You have lived your
You're-
entire life in my shadow, and I can't figure out how I managed to cast that much
Well,
shade.
because you were a big fat fuck back then, and you cast a large shadow, and it was easy for me to live in your shadow then.
Well,
if
see-
you'd only seen the fucking sun, have you seen the tone of your skin? You didn't know the sun existed till I pulled you out of that attic, walked
wait a
you
minute.
outdoors, and the sun burned your fucking retinas. That's why you wear glasses today,
You
fuck.
are so pale right now. You're translucent. I'll have you know I've been tanning 3 times a week.
Oh, you must be getting ready
Yeah,
for
I
something special. You are going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, aren't you?
I to go to Florida and get sunburned. I'm
Oh, that's
trying.
right.
I've
You
been in
got
the
that-
house all winter.
That's right. I did hear rumors you're going to be down there in Orlando during WrestleMania week, but contrary to what some people are guessing you're doing, you're actually down there with a group from London, right? Is that true? I think I got some details on that.
I'm doing Jim Ross's. Now we can see you just guzzling this goddamn jug of fucking. You're
Gatorade.
crack fiending.
If you were drinking this, where's my camera? If you were drinking this, it'd be called Haterade.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
doing Jim Ross's show down there. He's invited me back. We had a wonderful time last year in Texas at WrestleMania weekend, and for God's sake, with the coffee cup. And I'm doing Jim Ross's show and then do the show with the folks at What Culture. There's one of those bootleg. You forged my signature.
Hey, I'm going to be doing a show with them in Florida. They're good guys.
The What Culture folks.
Yeah, they're nice guys.
Well, yes. They brought me to England. They're very fine folks, and they're going to be riding with me from Louisville, a couple of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, let me add a little
Sorry.
bit more to that
We're
story.
going to be shooting video all through South Florida.
Yeah, and you had told me that it was a big thrill of theirs that they wanted to meet Kenny Starmaker Bolin. You said, well, hell, not only can I introduce you to Kenny Bolin, I'll get him to get us all a free dinner. And then I said, well, what am I making off this? You said, oh, Kenny, it's exposure. It's exposure. They might even put you on one of their podcasts or something.
I'm not going to ask them to eat at the Golden Corral. If you asked them to meet you at your office at the Golden Corral.
Well, I do have an office there.
Where, like Jim Crockett at the Grill in Charlotte, you conduct your business. But we are certainly not going to eat there. I don't want to poison these gentlemen from the United Kingdom.
How dare you say such a thing about those good folks? You do realize you're booked. You're scheduled. You are authorized to be there April the 29th, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. You and I together are doing a fundraiser for the Camp Corral kids.
Yes.
The children of fallen soldiers, doing a fundraiser for them. 0.5% of every dollar raised or is it 25%?
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Well, yeah, I think it's got. You must have negotiated that deal. I wouldn't have donated that much.
Well, look here.
Give
Yes,
25% of every ticket to the fallen soldiers' children so they can go to camp over the summer.
I am doing that.
And
Yes,
now you're bad-mouthing the quality of their food, which I watched you gulp down in record proportions
Well,
last time you and I were
know
there.
They're
if you let me
WWE
say, that doesn't mean I'm going to eat the food there, because last time when I did my breakfast with Bolin, I ended up with my heartburn for the rest of the day because you didn't tell me.
That's
You
because
didn't tell
you
me
ate.
there was eggs I should eat and eggs I shouldn't eat till
That's
it was
because,
after the fact.
well, you could have used some advice, but that wasn't your problem. Your problem was that you ate for 5.5 consecutive motherfucking hours when I was sitting there.
Wow.
I was sitting there with food poison, couldn't eat a goddamn thing. Tried to eat pudding and couldn't do it. Tried to drink tomato juice and couldn't do it. I was a sick man. I'm begging you, Jimmy. Go home. You know when wrestling.
Wait
you
a
get the
minute.
Go
Why
home
would you
call?
try on a sick stomach? Why would you try to eat pudding and drink tomato juice? That is the most disgusting.
I didn't know that I had food poisoning. I was trying to nourish myself. I knew I hadn't had food in over 3 hours. I hadn't eaten in over 3 hours. I knew I needed vitamins. I needed the good stuff. I needed V8, man. I needed V8 in my system, and I couldn't take it because I was a dying fucking man. But oh no, you were having so much fun here telling all your bogus stories to the fans and talking bad about me right in front of me, and I was too sick to even realize it till I saw the goddamn DVD. Thank God they recorded it.
Somebody
and you were having a blast. Burying me. I started to say blowing me, but you can't do that at Golden Corral. Burying me for 5.5 hours. And I looked at you at the 3-hour mark. I said, Jimmy, go home. Let's just go home. I'm a sick man. Please let me out. And you went on for another 2.5 hours. And if that wasn't bad enough, we hung around and sold gimmicks for another 1.5 hours. And then you ate again. Knowing I couldn't eat.
I was trying to give these fine folks that you somehow conned out of their hard-earned cash some entertainment for their dollar there.
How much do you want to give these freeloading fuckers for goddamn $39.95?
Since you were incapacitated and of no help whatsoever, as usual.
The Prince was there. The Prince told me he carried that whole show.
Yeah, the Prince carried his fucking rabbit ass out of the fucking room is the only thing he did. If we didn't allow him to speak, or the people would have rioted.
Those right there are the hottest selling thing in the country right now, folks. Those are the wireless Beats by Bolin Cardinal Edition. They're going to romp through the tournament, at least through the first game. And if you want to see a team that's going to get knocked out in round one, then we got these right here.
Oh.
Yeah, they could be ousted in round one right there.
Is there legitimately people listening to this and watching this now, you say, actually?
Yeah, there will be. I do 100,000 views a week, Jim. It's all right. I'm going to do all right.
Yeah, we do okay over here.
Well, Jim, you know,
I really didn't need my help. But how many people we got in the chat room right now? And what's the next question?
The chat is about 400 people, but I'll
400 now. It's growing.
But you know what? I'll say the last time I saw Jim Cornette, I did a terrible Bret Hart impression for him. I don't know if you remember that.
Do you remember that, Jimmy?
Where was that?
It was in Rhode Island. I was in Rhode Island. My wife, she was the camera lady, and I did an awful. She hated it. It was unbelievable.
You ruined his ego too. You told him to find a new career, to find something else to do. Yeah. You even shit all over Joe, and you didn't know him. You just go around shitting on people.
Would you just take a breath and calm down? Yeah, Joe, I remember you now. I didn't remember you till then. Now I remember you.
There you go. But you know what?
Jimmy's getting old.
Well, it was a terrible impression. You'll never forget about it. You know what I mean?
That's okay, because it sucked so bad. That's why I remember it.
Yeah.
Well, that's where you're wrong.
Are you wiping your fucking nose? What is that, a pillowcase? What have you got? Jesus Christ. What the hell was on that? My God, there's some type of goddamn stains all over that thing. Fuck, hold that up. What in the world? Oh, I thought those were skid marks. Fuck.
Oh, good God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Northwestern by 1. 1 out of bounds with 1.1. The ball goes to Northwestern, and they might be getting a win here today. They've never been in the tournament before, Jimmy. This is Wilbon's team. You know Wilbon? Kornheiser Wilbon from PTI?
What the? Are you just having a series of small strokes?
No, I'm talking sports. You're having one because I'm talking sports to a guy that only knows anything about the goddamn Louisville Cardinals.
Well, good. Then just when you talk about the Louisville Cardinals, let me know.
That logo?
Forget about all this. Forget about all this.
I've never seen it that big before.
Look at your pillows behind you. Forget about all this. Those red and black what are those? Those look beautiful.
Well, that's my red and black pillows draped with
oh my God, they've got your name on them.
Yeah, my Bolin. Yeah.
Holy crap.
Got the BS logo there, yeah.
Unbelievable. Do you have anything in your room that doesn't have your name on it?
No, Bolin is the only guy during sex he cries out his own name.
There's my phone.
Oh, for Christ's
That's my real phone. Got the BS logo on it, yeah. And what else?
You ought to be able to see his car out in the parking lot with the BS logos on both sides of the doors.
Well, you know, Jim Cornette, maybe Bret the Hitman Hart will call the damn show again. Maybe that'll happen.
That's my hairbrush, and there you go. BS logo right there. Yeah.
Somebody just paid me $10 to do that.
I'm amazed here at this.
I can't believe you have your name on this stuff.
Here we go. Here's an easy way to see that if you want to place your order today to get the shoot video with me and Jimmy.
Wow.
I think it went on for 5.5 hours. It was edited.
No, it didn't go 5.5 hours.
It comes with. Does it come with the diabetes or? What store was that? Like a burger shop or where were you at filming that?
Golden Corral.
It was
Oh, okay.
Golden Corral, and
Oh, yeah.
now almost a year later, April 29th to be exact, we're coming back to do it all
Coming
over
back
again.
one more time.
But is there
Almost
going to be
exactly.
a DVD of this? You handled the production team.
Adam
It's a
Dunn.
wonderful job.
Let me give a shout out to Adam Dunn.
Kevin
Adam
Dunn?
former player of the Cincinnati Reds, not the same guy. Is coming down here. 3 camera production, 3 mic production, big production. Used to do work for Memphis. And
He's not the one that did the previous year. Just so everybody knows, we're clear on that.
The guy from the previous
have
year.
hope.
The guy from the previous year did let me know that he's still in business. I think he thought I was shocked, and he says that he's there if we need him. And I told him no. So
I think he's working for Go Fight Live now. Is it?
I'm not. I don't even know what Go Fight Live is.
No. Joe liked it.
Go Fight Live is like me trying to talk Kornheiser and Wilbon to you.
Yeah,
You have no clue what I'm talking about.
I think those are brands of Twinkies. I'm not sure.
All right.
Well,
Let's get some more questions from the chat room.
Well-
What else we got?
Oh,
in there?
now you're directing traffic,
Yeah.
trying to act like a show host.
Well, they one of the.
Cronin's the host.
Well, what I'll say is I want to talk about fake numbers real quick. A lot of people are talking about TNA right now, and I got to tell you, the other day they come out with a message that basically said, hey, it's okay, our viewership was down 10,000 people this week on our new launch day or whatever it was, but our social media numbers on YouTube, our YouTube views are up 270%. However, I did some investigating earlier, went on to Social Blade, which is the exact statistic website on YouTube views, and the views are actually down on YouTube compared to the week before. So where did this 270% come from this release from that stupid fucking owl?
My guess is Donald Trump. They got some alternative. Maybe Kellyanne Conway chimed in. Maybe Little Spicy. Little
Wait a
Spicy
minute,
might
wait
have
a
had some
minute.
numbers.
I just thought of some. They would have the hottest heel in wrestling if they brought Dixie back and called her Dixie Ann Conway and just talk about how great TNA was.
Yeah,
like that.
Look at the new numbers. We don't need the Hardys. Look at these numbers. They sucked.
Fuck the Hardys.
In fact, we're going to build a wall outside this whole fucking building. We're not going to let anybody in. We'll do the show by ourselves. Jim, what do you think about this, the TNA situation with the Hardys and all this shit?
I would have to think. I mean, Jeff Jarrett and Dutch Mantell are wrestling people, so I would think that they would know that it's not going to ever end well if you sue the boys, especially over something that everybody universally agrees on was Matt Hardy's idea.
Yeah.
And whether people pitched in shit or not. Point is, and once again, that's why I hate the whole intellectual property thing and guys changing names from promotion to promotion. The way wrestlers get over is by being themselves and coming up with a gimmick that works for them and traveling all over the country and all over the world, being a megastar everywhere they go. And that way they continue to draw money when they're in one company.
God
Shut
damn,
up.
if you or I had ever thought of that, that was
When they're just in one company, unless they get to the fucking John Cena Undertaker level, they get old and they get stale and they need to go somewhere else to freshen up. And it's nice to see some guy do it. And then Anthem, it starts out in the wrestling business, just the PR aspect.
Yeah.
They've started out in the wrestling
bad.
business by getting a promotion that they could work with, Ring of Honor, Ring of Honor is on their air in Canada.
Right.
They get them kicked off the Dish Network with a cease and desist letter. They intimidate the other companies.
That's enraging, by the way, dude. I'm so pissed off at that.
Wait a minute, I'm still ranting.
Okay.
They intimidate the other companies with cease and desist letters about Ring of. Nobody wants to get your providers to get legal letters about your product.
Well, help me out here, Jimmy.
I'll tell you in a minute.
Why are they getting cease and desist?
Because they're claiming that they own the Hardys. They own the gimmick that the Hardys have created for themselves.
But they weren't even there.
And the wife and the son and the brother and etc.
Who the fuck would want to claim ownership of that? That's what I want to know.
Well, but point being,
Well, they weren't even there when it happened.
They've got a company that they're trying to rehabilitate in the fans' eyes. And instead, they piss off all the fans because they're naturally going to take the Hardy side because that gimmick is theirs and nobody else could do it. And Anthem is not going to get any money off that fucking gimmick in the future because nobody's going to do it if they get a settlement and get a piece of their gimmick. it pisses off a promotion they could potentially work with. So they're pissing off other promotions. They're pissing off talent. Who's going to want to go there and get over on their air?
This can't be
if they can't do anything that gets over when they leave there. And they've screwed some of the boys that was the only interesting thing about the program, from what I'm hearing, since I don't watch it, until Anthem just bought the company. So it's a massive PR nightmare to fans, to current wrestlers, and past wrestlers.
This can't be anything to do with Jeff Jarrett. I mean, Jeff Jarrett must be over there freaking out that, like, this isn't in his control, I got to believe. Good.
I would think that Jeff and Dutch know that they have a little row to hoe in front of them to get things going again, and that this could in no way be considered a positive. So I imagine probably not thrilled.
Jim and Kenny and Jim, this I want to ask you guys. I want to let you know TNA is actually allowing you to name that stupid fucking owl for $150 shopping spree on their website. If you name it, yeah, you get $150. So both of you guys right now, what would you name the owl?
Hoot Gibson.
Hoot Gibson?
There's Hoot Hogan, Hootie Houdini. There's
I think they should
Number one, I didn't know they had an owl, and I've recorded like 10 of the shows, and I didn't know they had an owl.
I think they should name it Broken Matt Hardy. We should start a campaign.
Somebody said they should name it Chapter 11, but I don't know. Holy shit.
They've gone on to just amaze me. The fact that they're still in business, I've been predicting their death for about 4 years now, and somehow some ignorant ass keeps coming there and giving them money to keep them going and keep them afloat. The Smashing Pumpkins, I didn't know had $50 to their name, and the Jimmy.
Now you wait a minute. Now hold on here a second. You listen to this goddamn fucking Pie by the Sea,
Cake by the Ocean.
All this fucking newfangled horse shit on the airwaves these days, but you don't know anything about Billy Corgan and the Smashing Pumpkins and their influence and how over they were.
The last hit they had to have been in '84.
Oh no! Is the what?
Oh,
how do you know this song?
Name a hit they've had past 1980.
Joe.
That was like 1996 was probably their last hit. In fact,
excuse me, I was off 12 years.
Yeah.
Okay, my God.
20 fucking years ago.
They were on that Batman soundtrack.
Who listens to music from 20 years ago, Jimmy?
Yeah, well, actually, I had to listen a little bit new for my taste, but they sold tens of millions of records, so you can't knock his record sales.
Yeah, I was the one listening to them when I was 10 years old with the dark painting my walls black. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe that explains some of your behavior today.
It does, yeah. It was wrestling and music.
I was offended that there was even a group called the Smashing Pumpkins. Who the fuck would want to listen to?
Well, hey, you know what?
You could listen to DNCE.
Your previous favorite group was the Hollywood Argyles.
This is what your current favorite group is right here. What the hell?
Yeah.
Talk to me, baby. What is that?
That's That's Joe Jonas.
You know what?
For God's sake.
It used to be the Jonas Brothers. Jimmy, you familiar with the Jonas Brothers?
Very vaguely.
You're more like the Isley Brothers. You probably remember the Isley.
But now play me some Isley Brothers, and I could yes.
They had one song I like, the Isley Brothers, but I forgot the name of it.
Who's that lady?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I like that one. That's one more song that I can name you the Smashing Pumpkins ever did. Why didn't the Isley Brothers buy TNA?
I can't name any of the pop hits, you know. I don't know any of that stuff.
You don't know any of them either? No,
I don't know. If it came out in the last 10 years, I probably don't really know.
Oh, good God.
I don't know. I don't listen to it. I watch more wrestling than anything else, and I'm forced to.
We're eating into Cornette's dinner time here.
I just want to say I like the Isley Brothers almost as much as the Cornelius Brothers and Sister Rose.
Well, you know, Jim, I have to tell you this. I spoke with Brutal Bob Evans a little while ago, and he wanted me to tell you how much he loves you.
Well, wait a minute. Brutal Bob's a good friend of mine, and it's my birthday. Did he have a message for me?
Yeah, he left it on Facebook, but you didn't get it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, well, tell Brutal Bob that I said hello. I love him too. He's a fine young man.
As a matter of fact, you know my connection at O'Charlie's, Jimmy, the guy that used to hook me up with free O'Charlie's. I took Dave Willis, the crying guy there, the guy you made famous. Well, he left O'Charlie's, and now I get to eat free at Brutal Bob Evans restaurant down there on Dixie Highway anytime I want.
No.
He went from O'Charlie's to Bob Evans. That's like trading your house for a tent.
I agree with you, but there's a reason to his madness. He left because O'Charlie's is open till like 2 or 3 in the morning, by the time they get their staff out of there. Bob Evans closes at like 8:55. They shut down early there, and he can go home and be with his daughter. Now, I don't know who'd want to go home and be with her daughter, but he does.
Well, there you go. There's something to be said for that.
And
you
also,
mentioned into my dinner time.
I also need to thank my sponsors, my good folks at Big O Tire. Need to thank them, and of course the good folks at Golden Corral, which Jimmy has basically probably killed that fucking deal with his mouthiness and bad mouthing of their food. Which he will be gulping it down, I promise you.
We got to get our other plug in.
We'll be there, and the thing is, the food is included in the price of admission. I'm just
absolutely, and if you play it right, if you come in in Bolin mode, not only do you get a free lunch at 3:00, but on the way out you can get a free steak dinner. Now, there you go. You get like $34 worth of food for your $39.95 ticket.
The food
you'd be a fucking idiot not to be there.
I'm so hungry right now. I can't even I wasn't hungry when we started this show, but all we've talked about is food and eating cakes.
Hold on to our 29,
just a minute. I was going to say this. I'll just try to say this. I said
don't let me interrupt you.
The food is included in the admission price. I'm just encouraging people not to eat it and do that to their systems. It would be better.
Well, that's a real nice plug, Jimmy. Anything else you'd like to say about maybe the cockroaches you found in the pudding? Anything else you want to bring up?
What is your fascination with pudding?
The rat's head you found in your burrito? Anything else you want to talk about?
Couldn't really prove what that was. It had decomposed.
I might be looking for another guest for April 29th. I got a feeling Cornette's going to be banned from air, like he is from Canada, Kroger, Walgreens, Dairy Queen, McDonald's, and Saks Fifth Avenue.
No, he's lighting up the chat right now. I mean, we've got over 50,000 messages in the chat. People are chatting like crazy right now.
Wait a minute, 50,000?
50,000. I told you this thing would grow, and there we go. Pick a name. Let's make that the 1 billionth download, and let's drop some confetti, eat some cake, and have a fucking party on my birthday.
We got to pick a name for the 1 billionth download. Who's going to be the 1 billionth
download?
These are the most bogus numbers I've ever heard thrown around.
I've heard of more bogus. Don't you have a friend named Bruce
TNA's
Pritchard?
numbers. Yeah, Bruce Pritchard's over there lying about stuff over on his podcast and at TNA now. What's going on?
Got 36 fucking followers and claims he's got 650 or 800.
Brother lies.
I don't know what these people are doing. That's none of my affair. I don't pay attention to their business.
Oh, Lord. You're like Jerry Lawler. You don't want a fucking ounce of heat, do you?
Well... Yeah, well, tell us about the
Jerry Lawler. Did everybody get a good look at my crown?
For God's sake!
That's a good looking crown.
Ask me this question so I can leave and go have my evening meal.
Well, we got 50,000.
Which apparently you have not missed.
I don't think you're eating tonight. There's 50,000.
I got people calling me on the phone. I'm in demand.
Hang up on them.
Tell them no. It's MLW looking for more. You can hear Jim Cornette on MLW all you want, but you can't always hear him on the Bowling Alley. How many appearances?
Never again will you hear me on the Bowling Alley.
We might have Jimmy on every week. This has just gone lovely.
PL says he wants to know what Jim Cornette's the worst music in wrestling he's ever heard ever.
Oh.
Well, my least favorite was the rip-off Midnight Express music that TBS did when they played Chase.
Yeah.
But now I found out that many people love that music and it's sought after, and they want to listen to it over and over again on YouTube and things.
Which proves your fans are blithering fucking idiots.
Stop it now.
I'm just going to say it. If they like that music, they're not real wrestling fans. They're not even real Cornette fans. Those followers you have on Twitter that have the little egg silhouette and that they've got one follower. That's your people.
Listen, I'm taking a phone call from a guy who called the last time Kenny was on with us real quick. This is impromptu, but hopefully he doesn't say anything bad or weird or doesn't do anything. Dave Rose.
It wouldn't look out of place in this program so far if he did, would it now?
Not really. I hope he don't ask about Jimmy's wife's dick.
Hey!
Oh my God! Oh geez, that's
well, he got his expertise from somewhere, and
well, sometimes it's just a big bulge. That was Dave Rose. We lost him because he's from Canada, so he has no good connection up there.
Well, so he doesn't even know how this shit works.
No.
Jimmy don't even like Canadians.
He's trying to have sex with a bear right now, is what he's doing. Well, you know what? He actually hasn't. I got to tell you something. We'll spill the beans. I believe he hasn't made love to a woman in years, Dave Rose. So Dave Rose, call.
Why do you know that?
Because he tells everybody he's celibate.
Why would you admit that?
He's celibate.
I
don't know
about that.
I don't want to be involved in this whole goddamn interaction here with
well,
you.
Jimmy, go ahead. Tell him. Jimmy hasn't made love to a dog in years.
How long has it been since Jim Cornette has had, fornicated? That's what the question everybody wants to know.
None of
Jimmy,
your
how long
business.
has it been since you fornicated? How long has it been since you fucked somebody?
I'll tell you this. I'm gonna get fornicated tomorrow when they present me with the bill for your fucking your family's fucking
Oh,
meat.
and by the way,
Unless you piss me off to the point where I don't show up, I'll buy my own fucking food.
By the way, being as ape sent you apparently somewhere between $300 and $500. Those are the rumors.
Now it keeps going up.
I heard 500 originally.
By the way, Kenny,
up.
since we're talking about fornicating and shit, the show is also brought to you by WWE Slam Crate. Use the coupon code Joe Sent Me, and you'll get a percentage off lootcrate.com/Joe Cronin Show. Thank you very much, WWE and Slam Crate.
Who gets the goddamn money for that now in this?
I would hope the Bowling Alley does. What's
it's
Cronin
all
out here
coming.
plugging his shit
You like
for?
that? I threw it out there. I got it.
What
Bam.
the fuck?
Oh well, we gotta pay for.
Damn.
We gotta pay for stuff.
I guess. What the hell?
I'll let you. I'll send you the facts of the rundown.
We lost the Canadian again. I see.
You suck, Dave. Your connection sucks, dude.
If he can't fucking get an internet connection in Canada, tell him to go blow himself and to blow a yak and drink some yak piss while you're at it.
Christmas is coming too. I can't wait for these Canadians forever.
Moshmaster D just dropped $5 in the chat. Said Golden Corral F that Foxworthy. Wow. Okay.
Fuck Foxworthy. What did Foxworthy ever do?
Fuck Foxworthy. I don't know.
He's the spokesman for the Golden Corral.
I can tell you one thing he's never done. He's never been funny.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's why.
You don't like his porch jokes and all the stuff he tells about being from Atlanta?
I'd like to find somebody's buried him underneath his porch.
I like Ron.
So you're not a Foxworthy fan either, then? Okay.
No.
I like that. I like the Ron White guy. He's funny.
Ron White is tater salad. He's great.
He's great.
You like Ron White? He's always standing on stage with a drink in his hand.
What the fuck does that matter? He's got a.
I don't like drunks, and he's not funny.
I don't trust
I'm funny, and I don't drink.
I don't trust the guy with the mustache.
He's hilarious.
Oh, Ron White is about as funny as a Asian with a penis.
Foxworthy is like one of those old joke books. If your wife comes in the bathroom and says, "Y'all come take a look at this before I flush it," you might be a redneck. Come on, it's like Seinfeld with the. Why do they call them fans? It's not getting any hotter.
One last question, and we're not even going to talk to Devious Dave because he can't figure out how to make the internet work.
Dave, say something. You hear? Dave.
Well, I guess we fucking.
Hey, Jimmy. Jimmy, Dave's not here.
Dave's not here, man.
Dave's not here.
What a maroon. What an imbecile.
Well, he's from Canada. He knows that.
Skype has sucked before, so we have had problems with it.
What are you asking me, Bolin? What are you saying?
Well, I'm trying to have a Joe give you one last question before you go.
Okay, so this is a very open-ended question, and we'll see what Jim can answer here. But he really wants to. Wait a minute, do we answer the? Yeah, we answered the music question. Okay, so he wants to know. He's going back to the Hall of Fame question. He's asking me, what does Jim know? What WWE thinks of Jim Cornette right now? What do you think the company thinks of you right now?
I think I could answer that one, but I'll let you.
Not only do I not necessarily know what they think of me right now, I think that it could take a team of psychiatrists years to determine what it is that they think about everything in general.
That would be an open-ended question there.
So that would be an open-ended question.
So the other question here is, do you watch the product, which you get all the time? Are you familiar with Roman Reigns? Should they switch Roman Reigns to heel?
Oh, for God's sake. I thought we were going to get legitimate questions here.
These are terrible.
God, anybody with a passing knowledge of my life and existence knows that I have no idea.
90% of the building boos Roman Reigns as it is. What do you got to do to change him to heel? Just tell him to fucking be himself.
I'm going through the lightning round right now. NWA or OVW?
What?
Someone said NWA or OVW.
NWA.
to do what, where, for who, when? I don't even understand what that.
Real quick, Jimmy.
It's like chicken sandwiches or egg foo young. I don't know what the fuck.
No, I got a better one for you. Jimmy, dicks or pussies?
Oh, my God.
Well, it depends on who they are.
Legs or arms?
What the fuck are you saying?
Asses or faces?
Oh, my God. Well, here's a good question. Where can everybody see you next?
Apparently from my microwave.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
No, yeah, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland. I'll be there. Actually,
Pat
they can
Benatar.
see me next in Orlando, WrestleMania weekend at the What Culture Pro Wrestling Show on April 1st, and
What culture? What
at
culture?
at ringside with Jim Ross on April 2nd, where I will also be there along with the Artful Dodger Bruce Pritchard. So that'll be.
Oh, you're going to be
Oh.
there. No wonder
Maybe-
you don't want any heat. You don't want to get in a download pissing contest, do you?
Jim
Tell
Ro-
him I'm the king of downloads.
Cornette's going to start working with TNA Impact. That's what's going to happen.
Sounds like it, don't it? Jimmy, you care to confess to anything?
What's happening
right
here?
Before
Yeah,
you go?
I confess I will not at this time be working for TNA Impact, and I don't know how else to say that.
Well,
I guess.
I do have nothing against Jeff Jarrett and Dutch Mantel, but I think they got their hands full, and I'm not ready to think. I'm not ready to think about a wrestling promotion on a full-time basis, no matter what it is.
They're good folks over there, the Jarretts and the.
If I had to actually follow one particular wrestling promotion's product on a regular basis, enough to be familiar with the talent and the programs and the angles and the whole lay of the land to work there on a full-time basis, I would shoot myself in the fucking head.
Oh, I thought you was going to actually name a company, maybe like New Japan or.
No,
Or,
I would
or
shoot
maybe-
myself in the head if I actually had to keep up with a single wrestling promotion
I'm
enough to work there on a regular basis.
I'm actually considering talking to Triple H and getting a job at NXT so I can manage Shinsuke Nakamura so I can finally get him to the WWE roster.
Yeah.
I am the star maker.
Well, you're probably the only one who could get him there.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I'm worried if he goes to Raw, they won't know what to do, so they'll just put him out in a sushi truck every week, and someone will come by and bump into the thing, and then they'll get mad, and there'll be a match. That's what I'm worried about.
I think they're going to have Jimmy Wang Yang pass the torch.
Oh,
I
no.
really do.
I'm-
And he'll pass the torch just like Lawler passed or Fargo passed the torch to Lawler.
Yeah.
Jimmy Wang Yang.
Jimmy
will pass
Wang
the
Yang.
torch to Shinsuke Nakamura.
Well, I hope he does. That'd be nice.
We know
I
a
like
lot of
Shinsuke.
a lot of people think the Hardys are going to go to the WWE, but why in the world would WWE come even close to those guys when they could be in the midst of some dumbass legal battle, right?
Well, and that's exactly why I don't think that TNA will be signing many big name stars to any contracts in the near future as a result of that boneheaded fucking strategic move there.
Well, they released 15 videos today with people that I really, to be honest, hadn't really heard of. And
We'll have to talk more about that at a later time. And real
Yeah.
quick before I go, this is a very special treat. The Prince and Myra have just walked
Yeah.
in. They're taking
Oh, no.
They're taking me to Kingfish right down there on River Road. So I'm going to slide over and let you say hi to the Prince real quick. By the way, we didn't promote Donald Trump all night. We hate that motherfucker. We're in unison on that.
Oh, there's
there's my boy.
Well, that's a pretty dog.
That's Two Cow. Two Cow got a new collar. Did you see his new collar? Look at it.
Oh,
Ain't
yeah,
he
look at
pretty?
that.
Ain't he beautiful?
Oh.
All right, get out of the way, Two Cow. Fuck. All right,
for
let's get the
God's
Prince
sake.
in here.
No, wait a minute. Don't tip the bed over.
As he botches the audio, I am back with longer hair and a dog wearing a South Beach collar for you non-fucking sneakerheads. That's a LeBron James 8 colorway.
Throw those on so you can hear.
They look beautiful. Those are
Oh,
the,
God, this is going to be insufferable.
they're beautiful headphones.
They these are the Monster Diamond Tears. These are out of date. Actually, they don't run these.
The way you're bending over, your head looks even more massive. It's even bigger than Kenny's. You've got to get back away from the camera.
James, my head has its own gravitational pull, much like your ego and poor booking skills. You want
That
me
was
to,
from your godson.
you want me to sit in the front row and throw popcorn at somebody? Is that what we're gonna do?
There's nothing about
James, are we gonna duct tape?
That's my
James,
godson.
are we gonna duct tape Matt Morgan to the ropes and kick him in the balls a lot? Are we gonna run that one again?
I'll do that.
Are we gonna name another team the Thrill Seekers? Are we gonna go there? What other rehashes can we bring up?
I don't know. That all happened before OVW
Midnight
was
Express 3. How about that?
That all happened
Midnight
before
Express 3.
OVW was drawing no money when you were there.
No.
I went back and actually drew a little bit when you left.
He's burying you, Jimmy. He's burying you.
Oh, those specials I sold out. Oh, let's not bring that up. Oh no,
Only with green crayons. All right.
Oh, only
the
with
dog
green
even
talent that I
smells
managed to.
bullshit.
Hey.
Only with green talent I managed to get over.
Shit on the bed. Look, he's spinning. He's spinning to take a shit on the bed.
He probably was spinning to take a shit on the bed. I'm not going to argue with you about
He
that.
looked like he was.
Yeah, he really looked like he was going to take a
Don't
shit
shit
on the bed.
Are you taking,
He's
gonna
out and draw more money than Matt Morgan ever drew.
you taking
Oh,
father's
Matt
son
Morgan, right, was it?
to
Yeah.
Kingfish on River Road?
We are. We're going to go. Actually, I think we're going to go to the Indiana side because I'll be goddamned if I'm going to spend my birthday looking at Indiana.
No, we'll set Indiana.
Yeah, let's.
Happy birthday to you young reprobate. Also, but why are you going all the way to River Road? Is there not a closer Kingfish location?
No, there isn't. The only two that are left, I believe, are River Road and New Albany. I don't think there is one.
That's the one here on Blankenbaker closed because of its substandard food and lack of adequate service.
Yeah, those two things are accurate. Yeah, we go mostly for the view these days. Ever since we burned the Clarksville seafood bridge,
put them out of business, man.
We put an axe in those sons of bitches.
No,
yeah.
they say it's beautiful. I'm going to go over there soon. Now that it's been remodeled,
they reopened.
They're back.
They're reopened.
They opened up after being.
I talked to somebody at LexCon that said that it's a beautiful place now. They've remodeled. There's a sign that says no bowling's allowed.
That sign was overdue. We were dragging that place down.
And I'm going to be going over there and spending quite a bit of my money on the.
Well, it cost $8 in tolls to go over there to get.
Yeah, it cost $8 in tolls to go over there. I'm not going to pay to go to Indiana. I'm going to cheat it and go through 2nd Street like any honorable, decent Kentuckian.
Yeah.
He can't hear anything that I'm saying now because you're wearing the headphones, right?
Yeah.
So he won't know until afterwards that I've said that Clarksville Seafood's a wonderful place that everybody should patronize. Go spend a bunch of money there. It's the best fish in the world. And he's innocently nuzzling his dog and doesn't realize that I'm promoting his mortal enemy since he had the falling out with Steve Neer.
The rib is that when we were in New York, Maya tried some fish with her family, and she was telling them, it's like, no, you got to go to Clarksville Seafood, you know, whatever.
Which you go to and order chicken strips. You fucking, your palate is shit. It's horrible.
Look, I'm a unique character, James. People need to appreciate me for what I am and not for what I'm not.
I think we should probably leave it there. You're a unique character.
I am. I have layers.
I would like to clear up also for the fans. Jimmy has accused Lena of having a dick. He's made some other accusations. I'd like to say that Mayara, Christopher's wife, does not have a dick anymore.
The surgeons in Brazil do an excellent job, and I'm an open-minded young liberal male, so
Joe, I'm going to eat dinner. Tell Bolin I'll see him at Carrabba's.
All right. Well, there goes Jim Cornette.
I'll see you at Carrabba's also.
James, I'll see you tomorrow
at the appointed hour. Good day to you people.
Thank you.
Good day.
Good day, Jim Cornette. That was an unbelievably great first guest as the Bolin Alley hosted on the Joe Cronin Show for the first episode. We're on season 11.
None of you motherfuckers are over. Thank you.
Yeah, none of you guys are over.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rip Rogers, ladies and gentlemen, just leaving the building.
This is season 11 episode.
Phony fucking bullshit. Why'd you do that? Cause it's wrestling.
Cause it's wrestling.
Did you main event? Did you sell it out, motherfucker?
All right.
Well,
we've offended about everybody, I guess.
Jimmy's gone, so I don't know.
Yeah, he hung. Did he hang up or did you hang him up?
Well, he hung up. He had to go. He was hungry.
Yeah, well, he gave us 20 minutes extra, so be it.
Yeah, I mean, that was 50 minutes of talking about food as a guy was about to eat, so that's pretty impressive. I wouldn't have lasted that long.
Pretty torturous to put him through that.
Yeah, well, you know what? Hey, you burn some calories that way. So first of all, I want to say happy birthday to you. This is amazing. And
the Prince's birthday today as well. He didn't get a chance to plug his birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
His birthday's on the same day as you?
We were born 6 minutes apart. He was born at 3:09. I was born at 3:15.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
That is pretty strange. Totally by accident too.
That is wild.
He was, one last thing before I go, he was going to be born on Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
And I had wanted to name him Jason Michael Myers Bolin. His mother had a fucking cow and refused to induce labor on the 13th. She decided to wait 3 more days to do it on my birthday. And then we come up with Christopher Michael James Bolin because they were all Christian names that I actually came up with by accident because I didn't give a shit.
Right.
But Chris is pissed because he wanted to be Michael, what was it? Jason Michael Myers Bolin. That's what he wanted to be. And his mother fucked him out of that. So, what do you do?
Well, I appreciate
Ladies
you.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 Cow.
What's up?
So say a few words to the people, 2 Cow. Say please. Say please.
The dog's looking good, though. Hey, you know what? We got to give on Twitter. We're going to announce the 1 billionth download on Twitter, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you hit up Kenny on Twitter. What's your Twitter
1
again?
billionth download tonight, 11 years. Okay, here we go. 2 Cow's going to say please. Here we go.
Okay.
That's 2 Cow saying please. He's begging for dog biscuits, just like Jimmy does.
Well, Kenny's going to be plugging where the podcast gets uploaded from now on. We're going to be plugging the next episode that we do.
Do that as well, because I don't know.
Well, I'll take care of it. No, I'll get it. Well, I'll be plugging.
That. And also the 1 billionth download, we're anxious to see who that is. and they'll get a free BS magnet from me if they send me postage and shipping and buy $50 worth of other merchandise.
Now, are you gonna wear that hat? Are you gonna wear that crown? I shouldn't call it a hat.
Don't call that a hat.
Oh my
that's
God,
a crown,
that's terrible. That's sacrilege. That's a crown. Are you gonna wear that crown?
Call it a hat.
I'm sorry. I mean, that's insulting.
Come here.
That crown is probably worth more than most of the people's in the chat's lives. So.
Oh hell yeah, without a doubt.
Unbelievable.
God. All right, well, they're giving me dirty looks. They're wanting to take me to Kingfish on the river. We're going to have some cake by the river is what we're going to have.
We'll see you guys.
Play me out, Johnson. Play me out.
We'll see you. Kenny Bolin, thank you so much. What a show.
I said good fucking day.